This is the Parazapper Mind Plus. It's actually a model that's not being sold anymore, but I just want to point out after a year of extensive use, it's still dead on accurate, plenty accurate enough for what the theories are. In other words, there has to be within a tenth of a 1%, which should be plenty accurate enough. Even less accurate than that should work fine, but you know, it's all theoretical, so let's not make any claims here, but let's just talk about the accuracy of the device. So I started out in mode 1. That's 72 hertz. You can see 72 hertz, and that's what it's displayed over here on the spreadsheet, 72 hertz. And we're not going to time it out and go through each mode, each frequency, but I'll put it out to mode 1B, 786. So if I click this on one time, it should go to 786, which I clicked it on one time and went to 786. Now you see the next one down there is 500. Hopefully that's coming out. 500. That's mode 2A. We should click it on one time. It should settle down and we should get to see 500. Yeah, we see 500. So the device is accurate. It's been running. I've been used this extensively. Used it several hours a day for, I don't know, months, many months now. The next frequency is 1865. That's mode 2B. Just want to point out, I mean, you know, if you believe it, or if you believe in a technology or theories of Hulda Clark, one or whatever you want to believe on that, or if you believe in what John Crane said, that's one thing. The only thing I'm pointing out is the device parameters are accurate. So I'm going to go on and click it again. Yeah, it should be 1865. We have 1864. It might settle into 65, but that actually is well within the parameters of being accurate enough. Next is it's 1865. You can see it settled down. It's probably 1864 and a half or something, or 0.3. Next is mode 3A, antibacterial, antifungal mode. Not to say that this is going to definitely, I'm not going to say anything about this. I mean, you can look on the what the Rife community says, quote unquote. That's no, 20 is the next one. So it should settle down to 20 hertz. You can see the device is accurate. It's accurate. You know, that's the only thing I'm only pointing out is that after, you know, a lot of extensive use, the device is still holding up. It's still accurate. The next frequency is 787. 787. And it should settle down. Here it is, 787. 787. So you can see that the you know, the specifications on it are great. You're not going to get this out of a simple 555 timer. The next mode is 4A. It should start out on 72. We'll click it. Now it should settle down. 72 hertz. 72 hertz. The next mode is 4B. You know, it's called Rife antifungal mode. 374 hertz. 374 hertz. Now, I bought this device. I don't have nothing to do with marketing this device. I know some people, you know, anytime I put something out there, try to help people out with something. I specifically bought this Leader LDC 822. It's a decent frequency counter. It's not bad. It's made in USA. I specifically bought it only for this. And if you think, you know, I'm getting something out of this somehow, you're crazy. I'm telling you that right now. 2489 viral mode. I just want to point out that this device, let's click it on. Now this thing has to think, you know, it has to average out 2488, 2489. 2488 is definitely within the parameters of being close enough to 2489 to work according to the theory. I'll put it according to the theory. All right, we can't make any claims here, but it doesn't have to be exactly on it. But if you will look at other devices using 5 timers, they will be off 200 hertz or more. That's how bad they are. Next one is 444. That's the 5B mode. Let it settle down. 444. That's on air directly. Now, this is all done with positive offset per Holder Clark specifications. But you're using the... Predominantly, these are derived from John Crane, which is Rife's assistant. I mean, it's not Rife technology. It's kind of like a derivative of it, I guess you would call that. But I went into that before. 464 is fungal mode. What Crane did was to try to make something that was more acceptable to the medical profession by using a contact device versus radio waves that Rife used. So he came up with this. These frequencies are actually divided down from original Rife frequencies, if they're Crane frequencies. A lot of the main ones are Crane frequencies. 666. That's not something to do with the devil or anything like that. Let me get down here where that was. I scrolled down too fast. It has nothing to do with the devil. And that's actually a very good frequency that is used for... Actually, it's a sexual impotence and frequency. So maybe you want to keep that one in there. A lot of people always worried about that, you know. King Edward the Seventh, King Edward the Caresser, who's worried about that. Oh, wait a minute, I skipped one. 321. 321. Now that's that one right there. See, I forgot to highlight that. Excuse me. Yeah, I forgot to highlight that. I missed that. That would have been 6B. So it's right. It's right. So the next one should be 666. See, from 321 to 666, it should be going on there. There it is, 666. Now I was mentioning that King Edward VII, the Playboy Prince and King Edward the Caresser, and later in life he tried to use electronic methods to boost up his virility again because he was slowing down. I don't know if this 666 would work, but just figured I'd throw that out there as an interesting note. It's a fact, though, about King Edward VII. That might be my 3 greats granddaddy, or wait a minute, my 2 greats granddaddy, excuse me. 727 is 7B. More than likely it is, for crying out loud. You know, I don't have a birth certificate on it. Nobody does. 727, my great-grandfather was the illegitimate son of him. Probably had more than one of those, though. I could guarantee you that with his reputation. So 666 was an impedance frequency, if you want to remember that. So 727 came out correct, right on the nose. The next one is 1000. That's a Clark mode. That's a good frequency, actually. It's noted by, yeah, right on the money, 1000. Now I'm not sure if it goes to on this mode if it goes to 2175, but we shall see. I'm not sure how that works. You got to let it. It's got to calculate an average 2174. That's plenty accurate enough. It doesn't have to be that pinpoint accurate to work. I believe it was 0.1%. So 1% would be 20 hertz. So or 22 hertz. So 0.1% would be 2.2 hertz. So that's, per what a lot of people say. Let me put it that way, not necessarily what I say, okay, but what a lot of other people say. So that actually is definitely accurate enough. You're not going to get that with a simple 555 timer. No way in hell. The next thing is the MX mode, 2422. We switched the mode on a Parazapper. Yeah. So what do we got? 24, 21, 22, 22, 20, probably 21 and a half. Definitely accurate within the parameters. Next we have another special Rife mode. I don't know, that's what it's called. 412 hertz. 412 hertz. 412 hertz. And these kind of videos don't, this is not the type of video that gets a lot of attention. Everybody's like, oh, what's the latest going to happen on Zappers or something. It's not something that people, so, I'm not putting this out to try to get change and all kinds of money or something. No. I had to buy this to do this, for crying out loud. What do you think? I actually have a good heart, okay? I'm trying to do things for people, and I'm trying to say is, I'm not going to make claims on this whether this works. I told you about the theory. I'm going to point to another link about where they got these frequencies from. The 412 is dead on accurate according to what he's got here. That's on that consolidated frequency list. That's where these are coming off of. The next one is 125. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I'm just telling you that the specifications on the device are great. And I've been using the hell out of this thing. So it didn't break. It just got one battery in it. It lasts a long time. I use a rechargeable battery. I usually use a 9.6 volt. It's a 125, just like it's supposed to be. Right? So, some people are just idiots, man. I'm like, trying to help people, and I'm like, damn. 2720. 2720. 18. 17. Definitely within the parameters, because 10th of 1% is, 1% is 27. It's like 3, that's a 10th of 1%, so it's within 2 or 3. It's good enough. It's good. It's close. It's very close. And, you got, I forget how many, the new one is like, I forget how many frequencies. It's like, God. But, the beauty of this is that, I'm going to change to the next mode. 683. This will be right on the nose. That's a very important frequency too. But the thing is, if the device is not accurate, it's not going to work according to even what the theory says. This device is accurate. That's the whole point. That's why a lot of times they're saying, with these zappers, whatever the hell it is, it's like, some people are saying it works for this, some people are saying it works for that. That's because, we'll say this is why we think it's because of that. They're not accurate, because some devices are putting out, like say it's 683. Somebody else's might put out 650, and then the next one down out of the production line doesn't put out 650. It puts out 712, and the next one out of there does 640 or 660 or whatever. And that's why they're working on different issues. You see? Accuracy does count, according to theory. I'll have to put it to you that way. But, what I do is after a while, I just back off and freaking telling people about this shit. Because I figured, if they think I'm actually just pumping this out for some kind of crazy financial gain, I don't know where it's coming from. I'll tell you the truth. I don't know where. I have no idea. Because these aren't the type of videos that, millions of people look at. You're not even thousands, some few hundred, maybe a couple hundred. What the hell, and then what? I got to buy this equipment and spend all the time to do all this? You got to be kidding me. And I don't know why these people coming up with these accusations. 10,000 is a very, very good all-around, one of the most important right frequencies, quote unquote, according to theory. And that's definitely within, the 10th of 1% by far. It's like 10,000.5 or something. It's going between 10,001 and 10,000. That covers, if you look on the consolidated annotated frequency list, that they list a whole slew of issues that could cover. So, I just want to point out to you that I've used this unit extensively. I mean, I used the hell out of it, okay? And it's still working flawlessly. No problem. So, if you're looking into this kind of technology, I'm just going to tell you that, there's a lot of other stuff out there that is just pure junk for more money. And, I'll mention names. I mean, maybe not pure junk, but I mean, overpriced for what you're getting. I mean, if you look at a Bob Beck zapper, they'll tell you it's a different theory behind it. It does this. It's not really. What's going on with this, when you actually use these handhelds and foot pads with this device, like you hold these handhelds or whatever, that's how it works. It goes through the body. The main part of the body that is actually the frequency and electricity is going through is the blood itself. Why? Because the blood is the most conductive. It's not going through the bone matter. Bone is not conductive. But, instead of having 3.9 hertz as the only frequency out there, like with the Bob Beck device. You got all these other ones. And then, if you want to look, you got 3.9 hertz. Now, I don't know if this thing, I have this set like, yeah, I got it set. I got to move this decimal over somehow. I forget how to use this thing. I got it rounded off. Say, if I move this decimal over, it'll come out to 3.9 hertz. That's, that's why it's going to show 4, because of the way I have this damn thing set up. I forgot how to use it. I'm not into this type of stuff, I got this just to specifically show you that, hey, people asking me, is the Spooky accurate? Yeah, Spooky's accurate. Is the Parazapper accurate? Yeah. I like the Spooky for the remote. I know the remote sounds really crazy. It sounds crazy to me. I know, like, the only thing I could say that where I really thought it worked like crazy was vision improve, which is not a life-threatening thing, and also the cat fleas. I put a flea in this Mobius coil here, and I don't know, I got rid of the fleas on the indoor cats that don't keep going at you inside and out. That makes me think that damn thing transfers the frequencies to the DNA somehow. But I've used the Spooky on, I tried it on a relative of mine that had Parkinson's. It didn't work for shit. I tried frequency 6000. It worked great for a whole 24 hours for a 13-minute treatment. That's just my experience. I'm not telling you it's going to work for you. That's what happened. But I don't like play no games on this crap. I don't, if I see something's BS, I'll tell you it's BS. I don't like work for nobody. If I want to work for somebody, I wouldn't be on YouTube. Okay? I'm being honest. That's all there is to it. I'm not working for nobody. That's the whole point. But, I think this device is great for the contact mode. It's far better for the contact mode than Spooky, even though Spooky could set it more different ways. It's like you can't drag your computer out in this thing and have it wired into the wall. And you don't want to be playing games where your body is wired to something that is wired to the wall. That is actually a no-no. Big time. You want to have a battery-operated device. The 10 volts or 9.5 volts is plenty. It's plenty. It's far more easy to use. You just click this. That's what I'm clicking here. This button on the top to change the mode. Right there. There's a button right there. I'm clicking that. And it works fantastic. It works fantastic. Yeah, I don't know what the hell to set this on. I could be pressing some button. It should be 1566. I don't know. I don't know what the hell to click. I don't know. There's a button on here someplace that maybe that's it. No, that's not it. That's the milliseconds or some shit. See, I told you, I'm not an expert on this shit. I was just looking at what the damn thing. I was just set it to the nearest 1 hertz. That's how I had it set. So I can't show you what 1566 is. There's something on here, one of these damn buttons someplace. And like I said, I don't really give a shit about this as long as it works. Well, it is far more accurate than a lot of other stuff. Here I am pressing buttons. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Like I told you, I didn't get this. I didn't buy this thing for me. This bullshit thing here. This freaking Leader LDC 822. I bought it for you to show you, hey, I'm not going to freaking make claims that all this technology works that does do this and do that. I'm telling you what the theory is, and I'm telling you if the device is accurate enough. I didn't buy this stupid thing for me, like I'm some kind of electronics guy or some bullshit. I can care less about that crap, man. The only electronics I care about in cars is points ignition and condensers. Keep the electronics away from me, man. It's bullshit. But, anyway. Yeah, I wish I knew what the damn button is. Somebody will tell me after I freaking screwed around with this for 15 minutes here. What is that? That's not it. Wait a minute. I got the book. I didn't read it. But Now you can tell I'm not a professional salesman for this product, okay? I'm just trying to tell you that the damn thing is accurate. It's just I wish I knew how to set this thing for the, you know, where you can do the decimal point, where you could say 15 point, whatever the hell it is. Now it's got me curious, man. Anyway, hang it up. I'll read the book after this, and I'll probably know what the hell it is. But I just did this impromptu, and that's usually the way I do most videos, you know? I don't sit out here and rehearse some big scheme to freaking convince people or some shit. You saw this raw, you saw this live. The damn thing's accurate. I wish I could show you the 1566. You know, it's coming out 16 or 15 because it's averaging it. I need to move that decimal point over somehow. Freaking stupid thing. That's not it. That's megahertz. Not sure, man. I did this before, but I don't remember what it was. Anyway, it's got me aggravated right now because I should read the book. But like I said, I did not buy this to do some electronic work for myself or some shit. I just did this to check for the accuracy of these devices. And this thing is accurate. So if I keep pressing these buttons like this, it may not be accurate anymore. Who knows? But it should be. Oh. Anyway. I gotta quit screwing around with this thing. See? I don't know how to use it. I don't really care, though, I'll tell you the truth. I don't even care, to tell you the truth. I don't even give a shit. But I just showed you that it was accurate. I just don't know how to move that stupid decimal point over and show you the really low frequencies. I did have it that way when I read the book, and it is dead on accurate at the low frequencies. It'll show 15.66. It'll show 3.915, just like that. It'll show that right on the nose. So, you know, hey, what can I tell you? That's the best I could do. And it's got me curious now. But I got other things I got to be doing instead of this bullshit. Anyway, yeah, see, now I'm back on, now I'm back on the first one, 72. I'm going to be working on a tachometer on a car here and see if I can fix that. I don't give a shit about, it's not going to require using this. It's just going to require using a couple resistors and a little multimeter. And I just want to point out the device has been running good. It's been a long video, but like I told you, I don't sell this stuff. I don't have nothing to do with this shit. You know, people saying, I'm saying, look, I'm giving you the best information I can, and you don't want to, you know, nobody's telling you to buy it. I mean, this isn't Obamacare, you know what I mean? So I think it's a great device. I've been using the hell out of it, and it's accurate, see? 72, right on the nose.